And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a curry in just 10 to 15 minutes. It's delectable, it's delicious, and it's super healthy. So let's go. Okay, so we need to get started with a little bit of either olive oil or coconut oil. So I just like to put a little slither in my pan. And since this is a really quick recipe, what I need to do is I need to put this on the heat while I start to chop the vegetables. So I'm going to get a leek and just chop off the ends, chop it up nice and finely. You can use onion for this, you can use extra garlic, but the trick is when you want anything doing fast is to chop it up extra fine. And I'm going to get that straight in the pan, pop on the lid. Right, and then I have about 200 grams of nice tasty mushrooms. I just want to chop them off roughly while that leek is just beginning to saute. So you can chop these into tiny pieces, you can chop them into chunks, however you feel. But if you chop them a little bit smaller, it kind of helps the cooking process. But it should only take you a minute or so. Give the leek a bit of a stir, and then pop the mushrooms in and give them a little bit of a stir. So you just want to saute them for a couple of minutes. Now sauteing these helps bring out those delectable flavors. Okay, so what else do we have? I'm going to take half a large sweet potato here. I'm just going to chop any rough bits off that I don't want. I'm going to keep the skin. It's nice and organic. Now the thing about anything that's going to go into a really quick recipe is you have to chop it super fine. So you can grate this, or you can, if you can chop just wafer thin slices. I always like to keep the skin on. It saves time and it's also really good for you. So we're now about 3 or 4 minutes in, and this is sauteed nicely. So pop in the sweet potato, mix it in. Now you want to add about 3/4 of a tin of coconut milk. You just turn the heat right up. Now you want to keep remembering to pop on the lid so that it allows it to cook nicely and keeps the heat in. All right, what else do we need? We're going to go for about a teaspoon of salt. I have about 200 milliliters, which is a bit less than a cup full of passata. This is sieved tomatoes. You can also use tinned tomatoes or pureed tomatoes. So we're about 5 minutes in and that's bubbling away nicely. I've got about 175 grams of chickpeas here, about 3/4 of a tin strained. And because this is a super quick curry, I'm going to use some garam masala, or you can use curry powder, but just get a pre-made blend and just pop a big heap teaspoonful in, just to whatever taste you desire. And this is a garam masala that I made previously, but you can buy these in the store. And because this is a 10-minute curry and I actually have a few minutes to spare, I'm going to pop some ginger in. So I'm just going to chop a bit of ginger off. First I'm actually going to put some cardamom pods in. So I'm going to get about 10 cardamom pods. I'm just going to crush them. Quickly take out the pods, just leaving the seeds behind. Now cardamom is one of my favorite spices and I love to grind it fresh. If you want to know more about cardamom, then check out my video in the link above and find out all about that. Grind it down, pop it in the pan. I'm also going to get this bit of ginger. I'm just going to whip off the skin quickly. If you don't want the skin in there, pop it in, and I'm actually just going to crush it with my pestle and mortar, because that is a super fast way to crush it down. It releases all the gingery flavors. All right, and this has been cooking for about 12 minutes. I'm just gonna let it finish off for a couple more minutes. And then we're just gonna pop some basil in. Just gonna gently tear some leaves. Okay, so there we have it. A curry made in 10 to 15 minutes. So remember, the key with the sweet potatoes is finely slicing them wafer thin so that they can cook really quickly. And also to get the saute happening with the leeks and the mushrooms, just to get all the flavors coming out while you chop in the sweet potatoes, and then just allow all the flavors to dance together. Of course, you can allow this to cook longer if you want, which works fine too. But this, you know, I'll make this and it'll be good to go in 10 minutes. So let's see how it tastes. Oh, it's a bit hot. It's perfect. If you eat gluten, you can make couscous to go with it, which you can make in 5 minutes. Or I like to do millet or quinoa, which I can cook in like 12, 15 minutes. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you like this as much as we do here. If you like what you see, please do come subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date with all my latest postings.